Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope all of you are doing well. Alhamdulillah, we have a very good audience today, very good registrations as well. And without taking much of your time, we would first of all like to thank you that we've been getting a lot of support in the past week, in the past 2 weeks for that matter. A lot of people have come back to us with a lot of good suggestions, and Alhamdulillah, we are working on it. We are incorporating all the suggestions. Some people have also said that they are not very happy with some of the features. We have noted down their suggestions, and our development team is working on it. And inshallah, mostly on the desktop as well as on the app, you will get to see newer and newer features. And there will also be enhancement of features on the desktop version as well as on the app. We have upgraded the Android app shortly, and inshallah the iOS app will also get upgraded very soon. We're just awaiting the approval from the Apple guys, who are taking a lot of time to approve our app, but inshallah that will come up soon. And thank you for the support so far. And whoever has not subscribed till now, please do so. And if you have any concerns regarding our features, pricing, or any of those things, please do let us know. And we have a lot of people sending us Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope all of you are good. This session is an AMA in the sense that I will take probably another 5 minutes or maximum 10 minutes to very, very quickly go through a short demo of the desktop version. After that, we will immediately get into the AMA, which is you can ask us questions and we will inshallah try and answer. If you have feedback, positive or negative, please do let us know. If you have a functionality which you think is not working properly, let us know. If there is a functionality which you want us to enhance, or which is not very clear, or which is not very easy to use, let us know, and inshallah we will note down all of it and get back to you. We are 100% committed to giving you the best experience in this space, and with the most sincerest effort being put into this. As we have already said, and as we keep sending you emails as well, that Islamicly is for everyone. So if you have any kind of concern, whether it be on the product, whether it be on credibility, whether it be on screening, whether it be on the compliance or non-compliance of a particular stock, or pricing as well, do let us know, and we will inshallah incorporate all your suggestions so that we would want the Islamicly community to grow. Inshallah, one day, very soon, we should be a million plus community. That's what our intention is, inshallah. So keep putting your questions. I will quickly go into the demo right now and come back and answer all your questions. Inshallah, we will look at it and get back to you very, very soon. Let's go into the demo as we promised. I will start sharing my screen. Okay, this is the dashboard. Very, very simply, I will just go through the demo of the dashboard very quickly. As you can see, this dashboard has got a couple of features. This is the search bar function. If you just click over here, you can search any stock. We'll come back to that later. This is the markets that you can select. Most of you will have 1, 2, or at the max 3 markets. Since I have a super access, I have so many markets. Whatever market you're subscribed to will be given in this drop down. On the left hand side, you can see this is the dashboard. This is how you can see portfolio. This is your entire universe of stocks. The scrapbook is essentially a place where you can upload a particular number of stocks and instantly see the screening results. any request for screening that you would have given to us will come on will be done in my request. Forum section has all the articles, the discussions going on. Articles are separately classified, sorry, over here. Help and chat. If you have any concerns, queries, you want to have immediate response to any of your queries, you can click over here. I'll go through this completely, but this is the dashboard. The dashboard has tickers on top. Regarding tickers, we have got feedback that why are certain things green while they are not increasing. Let me first set the base. Islamicly is definitely a Sharia screening tool, wherein you will get to know what stocks are Sharia compliant or not, and how do you manage your investments in a Sharia compliant manner. Now, all of the functionalities that is given over here is in accordance to Sharia. So when we see green, it doesn't mean it's a gainer. It means it is Sharia compliant. If you see a ticker which is red, it doesn't mean it's losing. It is Sharia compliant. As you can see in this MUFG, it has gone up by 1.29%, but still it's red because it's non-compliant. On the first page of the widgets, you have 3 pages of widgets. Page 1, as you can see on top, page 2 over here, and page 3 as well. Right? So let's stick on the page 1, which will tell you in your market which stocks are, how many stocks are Sharia compliant. That 37% stock is Sharia compliant. It will also tell you by number of stocks. This will also tell you, this part will tell you top 5 Sharia compliant stocks. The third widget I'm talking about, it will tell you which are the stock which is Sharia compliant, top 5. This is a map view which will give you number of stock which are Sharia compliant, and so on and so forth. You can also create widgets or reallocate widgets by clicking on top. If you see my cursor is on the top right, reallocate widgets. You can pick and choose. This is page 1, this is page 2, this is page 3. So you can move any of the stock portfolios, let's say from second page to the third page. You can move it, just pluck it and put it wherever you want to pluck it. I'm going slightly fast because our focus today is to answer your questions and to take feedback on this AMA. Also clarify any doubts that you have regarding any Sharia compliant stock or the entire process through which Islamicly is functioning. Now, in addition to that, you can click on portfolio on the left hand side, and you can see all the portfolios that you have. If you want to create a portfolio, just click on the top left button, this create new portfolio, and get started. You can either upload an Excel file or you can add stocks manually. Let's say we want to add stocks manually. You select the market that you want to be in. Let's say I want to do it in United States. It will bring up all the Sharia compliant stocks as well as non-compliant stocks in United States in a list format. I can either scroll up like this, or I can search a stock by its name in this section, in the search section. Let's say I want to create a portfolio by adding Amazon, Apple, the MSFT, and Walmart. I click on review and submit over here on the top left, on the bottom left. I get to see only this information, that is the number of stocks that I have selected. If I want to delete any of these stocks, I can do that by clicking on the right hand side, Berkshire Hathaway, I don't want it. And once I'm happy with this, add all stocks to the portfolio. It'll ask me to name it. I will name it Demo of 4th July and confirm. The demo of 4th July as a portfolio has been created over here, as you can see. Now, it has pre-picked a lot of information because I already held stocks in my previous portfolios which are overlapping this thing. If I click on it anywhere, right, it will go inside the details of the stock. So if you want to rename this portfolio, you can see it over here on the top left. Okay, there's an edit button, click over here and you can rename the portfolio. Let's get out of this. This will tell you number of stock which are compliant and the total number of stocks which are in the portfolio. It will tell you the amount of money invested in this portfolio and the current value of the portfolio. And this minus this is this. Value changes. If you want to add stocks in this portfolio, click on add stock function over here. Select however you want to add it. Again, it will come back to the universe. Let's say I want to add this one, web stocks. It has got added. You get a notification on the top right as well. That one stock added to demo 4th July. As simple as that. You want to add a holding to this stock. Let's say, for example, this one. You can see. You just click on this one under the holding section. Click on it, and you put the number of stocks that you want to hold and the price that at which you held it. There is an update that it has happened, and it will get updated. If you want to delete any of these stocks, very, very simple. Just click on the bin button. It will get deleted. It will just ask you to confirm, and it's deleted. As simple as that. Now, in this portfolio, you will also get a notification as to what all stocks are non-compliant. So if you can see alerts, there are 2 alerts for this portfolio. Amazon has turned non-compliant. We recommend you to please clear a position immediately. And if you can scroll up, again, Walmart is non-compliant. We recommend you to please clear a position immediately. So inside the stock portfolio, you can see these changes as well. As simple as that. If you want to add something very similar to these stocks, will also come up over here in your recommendations. We're trying to find and make a smaller recommendation portfolio so that it matches precisely to these searches and not such a big number. One more thing I'd like to clarify, as I've seen in the forum as well, that recommended does not mean a buy. Recommended would mean basis your search parameter. That is, you have to search for technology, you have searched for e-commerce, you have searched for energy, and you have searched for Walmart, which is in the retail services. Based on these stocks come up. They are not our recommendation to buy. Islamicly is not an investment advisor. We are not licensed to give you recommendations. We do not want to confuse ourselves between recommendations and research. As simple as that. So these are some of the quick features. If you go to the universe function, you can see the entire universe of whichever market you are in. Let's say you are in the United States. It will get refreshed. And you can see all the stocks over here, along with the compliance. If you want to see a list view, you can see a list view over here. From here itself, you can select stocks and add to portfolios. If you can see, if I click on these ones, I get this pop-up. Just select it, and either you add it to existing portfolios, or you can create a new portfolio. Let's say I want to add it to the demo. I've already taken these stocks earlier, so I'll take some other stocks. Demo 4th July, and I'll confirm it. It will get added over there. All right, as simple as that. So I've given you a small brief discussion. Let's say there is a stock which you think that it is not covered by us. You can create a my request on the left hand side, raise new request, select the market, and you can search the stock. If a shell exists, it will show you this stock exists. If it doesn't exist, it will be a grayed out, completely grayed out without this red lining or a green lining, without the compliance information. It'll turn up over here. Click on it and it will submit the stock screening request. As simple as that. At any point in time, wherever you are, if you want to search any stock, you can search from the top bar as well. Let's say you want to search for Infosys. You can search from the top bar as well, and it will show it to you if it is available in your market. Since you're searching for the US market, it shows that in the US market, the ADR of this stock exists. All right. If you click on it, you will get to see all the details of this stock. You can add your holdings from here itself. You can purify from this part. This tells you more information as to business activity pass. debt ratio pass, cash compliance ratio pass, and receivables ratio pass. This is the overall compliance of the stock as well over here. If you want to see the screening criteria, you can click over here and see the entire screening criteria out here. Simple as that. I think that's a quick overview. If you want to read more articles, discussions around any particular stock, you can click on articles and you can see all the content that we've written so far. I really highly recommend that people go through this section so that they can avoid waiting for our answers, because a lot of content has been written out here. There is enough information. All of this is also on the app, so it's not only for the desktop version. You can click on any of these and read the entire content, and you can get guided. If you have any comments about it, you can mention the comments as well over here at the end of it. On the forum section, there are two parts: there's general discussion and there's stock related discussion. General discussion, you can see there are 263 discussions going on, and stock related 495 stocks have been under stock related discussions. You can see there are threads that people have asked us questions about. You can read these questions and you can get acquainted with a lot of knowledge out here. If there's a stock related thing, it will only show you those stocks which are in your access market. Since I have access to all the stocks, it's taking a lot of time to upload all of those 495 queries, but nonetheless, you can have it over here. As you can see, all the stocks which have had some discussions have come up over here. Like American Airlines Group, this is the discussion happening on it. On this ABBV Healthcare, Muhammad has asked us, can you please tell us why it is non-Shariah compliant? All of it. Barrick Gold Corp, is it halal? If you click on it, you will get the question that people have asked. And if you click further, you can see the answer that Islamicly has given from the admin side itself. All right, that's a quick overview. Please go around this. You will have you can play around it a lot. You can change a lot of things. If you don't like what changes you have made, you just click on reset widgets to default, and it'll come back to default. That is what we recommend in terms of how you've got to have a look at the widgets. So you have a holding section, which can come on top itself. You have an alert section so that you know what alerts that you have to action upon. There is an add new widget section as well. Okay, if you click on add new widget section, you can select whichever widget you want to bring in over here. Let's say you want to bring in an individual portfolio summary. Which portfolio of yours would you want to bring out? Let's say the demo of 4th of July is what I want to bring out and add to my widgets. It's going to build it up and it's going to bring it on the front. All right, it's taking some time, but it'll turn up. All right, so that's a brief of the demo that we have of Islamicly Web. Yeah, it's getting refreshed. And if you can see, this has come up, the demo of 4th of July. So the entire portfolio has come up over here. So there's 57% of your portfolio is non-compliant, 42.9% is compliant. This is, you can click on view and it'll go to the portfolio section. All right, simple as that. If you want to delete any portfolio, you can just click over here and the portfolio will get deleted. That's the key thing. Let's say if you want to have a constant look at things and not get distracted, you can see this arrow here. If you click on it, it becomes full screen. Click it back, it comes back. So sorry, if you press escape, it comes back. Simple as that. Let's move on to let's get back to the questions, and if it is required to come back to the demo section, inshallah I'll come back. We have quite a lot of questions already. Wow, I'm getting scared today. Thank you. Keep the questions coming. If we do not know an answer, we will come back to you. We'll send you an email with that. If there is something that needs to be improved, inshallah, we will look into it, work on it, and get back to you with solving when your query is solved. If there is a suggestion, we will accept it. We will review it. We'll discuss it, and if it's doable by us, we'll inshallah do it for you. Right. A lot of people have joined us. Before I move on to the MA, I would suggest that people who have not subscribed, please do subscribe. If you have any questions in terms of that needs to be addressed, please go ahead and keep putting it on the comment section, and I will answer that. But I request you to get the best advantage out of Islamicly and to help Islamicly grow as well. It is important that we have as much subscriptions as is possible, and we look forward to your subscriptions. Thank you. Let's get on straight. Wa alaikum salam to all the people who've said salam alaikum to Team Islamicly. We've got people from Houston, we've got people from Canada, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, alhamdulillah, from Dubai, Oman. That's nice. From Bosnia as well. Brother Omar is from Bosnia, alhamdulillah. Irfan Saeed, is this the right meeting room for Islamicly? Yes, it is. J. Shamir Ahmad is from Bangalore, that is in India. Okay. Brother Habib Qazi has sent a question that how can you claim that your Sharia compliance is updated, rather most updated? As a process, there are two parts of Sharia compliance. Which is the sector compliance and the financial ratio compliance. What we say is sector compliances are updated mostly on an annual basis because the annual reports have got all the information regarding the sector compliance of the stocks. What I mean to say is that annually companies disclose with absolute clarity as to what their revenue breakups are, what sectors they're operating in. They give a detailed management discussion and analysis, from where we can look at the financial statements and get a very good idea as to what the company is into. If that is not clear, then we send the companies an email as well and try and get an answer from a Sharia perspective. Now, this activity mostly happens on an annual basis, as soon as the annual reports are published. But since the Sharia ratio is a factor of the debt, cash, or accounts receivable divided by the moving average market cap, we understand that market cap is a function of price, and price changes every second during market operating hours. That is 5 days a week. We update the entire financial ratios of the entire stock universe on Islamicly on a daily basis. Yes. So we have a particular time during the day that we get all the financial information out. Any new financial that has been disclosed by any of the companies listed globally, any new, all the new pricing is ingested into the system and it gets published at a particular time. Hence, you will see the financial ratios updated on Islamicly 5 days a week, 100%. And that's the reason we say that Sharia compliance of stocks on Islamicly is up to date. In the meanwhile, if there is additional reviews which keeps taking place, and we find any new information regarding a particular stock, and that information makes a change in the Sharia status of the stock, it gets updated immediately. That's how we do screening. Yes, Brother Rahim says that from the dashboard view, it goes to a series of stocks, not just the 5 that I mentioned. Yes, we have that feedback from a couple of other users. Essentially, what he's saying is the top 5 Sharia compliant stocks, or the top 5 gainers, or the top 5 losers from the dashboard widget. When you click on it, it takes you to the entire stock list, and not just those 5. We are upgrading that functionality now, in the sense that once you click on it, those 5 will appear on top and the next ones will appear below. So we don't want to just show those 5. That is, let's say for example, there are top 5 gainers. We'll show the top 5 gainers on top, and then based on market cap, all the other gainers will come below. Top 5 losers will also be given that way. Top 5 Sharia compliant stocks by market cap will also be given that way. So it's just a sort function, and we are working on it. Inshallah, very soon you will get an update on the desktop version that this sort functionality has been corrected, has been enhanced actually. The way it currently gives you is it sorts by market cap. So top 5 stocks it shows over there, and when you go into the detailed view of it, it sorts by market cap. But I believe that gives a wrong impression. If you're looking at top 5 gainers, it should show the top 5 gainers on top and the rest under it. It's being worked upon. Inshallah, it'll be up very soon. Okay. Okay, Brother Rahim is again asked us a question that when is the different portfolio overlaps going to be solved? Very soon. For that matter, the backend work has been done, and probably in less than 10 days, you will see the new update of holdings. That has had the maximum amount of feedback on the portfolio. On the Islamicly platforms. So essentially, we are upgrading the entire portfolio section in terms of the holdings. So now you can add multiple holdings at different prices on the in your portfolio. What I mean to say is, let's say for example, you have portfolio 1 and you want to add Apple as a stock in portfolio 1 at a buy price of $100 and a holding of 10. You can add that. If you again want to add Apple into portfolio 2 and you want to add a different number of stocks at a different price, you can do that. Let's say you have sold some stocks and you have sold it from portfolio 1. You can go to portfolio 1 and say that out of these 10 stocks that are held in portfolio 1 of Apple, minus 5 stock which I sold, and I sold it at this price. You can put those things as well over there. So the entire holding functionality is getting revamped, and that's being worked upon as priority. Okay, Brother Ahmed says the advanced screening feature is not working as expected. Please work on this feature. There was some issue on the advanced filter screening, but a lot of it has already been fixed. It has also been enhanced. Couple of nomenclature differences were there. We've corrected that as well. Please get in touch with our customer support if there's anything specific that you're trying to look out for. Also remember, there are certain functionalities which may not have any result in your market. Let's say, for example, the most popular question that we get asked is that there is a filter over there called 100% Sharia compliant. If you are in the USA market, or if you are in the in the India market, or in let's say Canada market or UK market, if you click on that functionality, you will get no result, because there are no stocks which are 100% Sharia compliant in that market, right? We are also upgrading the functionality to give you a pop-up that no stocks found for this search parameter. That's coming up. If there's anything specific that you are trying to figure out, that by giving these advanced search functionalities I'm not getting the desired result, please do get in touch with our customer support or from the help section on the desktop version itself, and we will definitely look into it. Ali Rafiqi says, what if the stock that is halal turns haram? How do we purify it? All right, very popular question. You will get an answer for this if you read the trading rules on the blog of Islamicly. So blog.islamicly.com, or if you are a paid user, you can come on the app and read the article section. Over there, the blog is also given under the trading rules article. Apart from that, in the discussion section also, there is in the discussion section as well, there are a lot of people who asked this question, but since this is an AMA, I will answer this question again very, very quickly. If you have invested in a stock which is Sharia compliant and it turns non-compliant, you have 90 days to sell this stock, right? The first 30 days, you can wait to observe if this stock turns back to being compliant. If at the end of the 30th day from the day it has turned non-compliant, the stock still remains non-compliant, you now have 60 days to sell the stock, right? You go ahead and sell the stock. Now, what happens when you sell the stock? What price do you consider? How do you calculate capital gains, and what amount has to be purified, right? In the first 30 days from when the stock turned non-compliant, if you get any dividends, right, because you've not sold the stock, if you get any dividends, you will have to use the purification calculator given on the app and the web to calculate purification. That means, let's say you've got $100 as dividends from that holdings of yours, and the purification ratio is given as 5% or 2%. Let's say, for example, 2%, just to avoid confusion. You will have to purify $2, and the rest 98 is halal income for you. Point number one. Point number two. Point number two is that what happens to the capital gains? From the time the stock turns non-compliant, you will have to note the closing price of that day, right? Let's say, for example, the stock has turned non-compliant on 1st of February. Okay, you will have to see from that day what is the closing price, or 1st of February closing price, and subtract that amount from the amount that you got on selling the stock. That is the sale price. Minus that is definitely the capital gain, right? This capital gain has been received by you during the stock being non-compliant. Hence, this has to be purified. All right, purified would mean you don't have to put it through the purification calculator given on the Islamicly app or on the desktop. This amount is completely to be donated. So the capital gains that you get when the stock is non-compliant has to be donated 100%. Now, what happens to your capital? What happens to your capital gain before it became non-compliant? So let's say, for example, in the same example, you had bought the stock on 1st of January for $10. Okay, 1st of Feb, the stock price is $15. Okay, by the time we sold it within the 90-day period, the stock price was $18. Okay, so you bought the stock at $10. The stock became non-compliant at $15 price level, and you sold the stock at $18. Okay, so from 10 to 15, there is a gain of $5. This is completely halal. You can retain it. The gain that is from $15 to $18, that is $3, is during the non-compliant period. This has to be completely purified. That means completely donated. So the entire $3 need to be donated. In between the stock becoming non-compliant to you actually selling it, if you receive a dividend, let's say you received a dividend of $1, right? And the purification of this is 2%, right? That means you will have to purify 2 cents, and 98 cents is halal income, and you can retain it. Now, what happens when you have to sell this? When you sold the stock at $18 and you made a capital gain of $3 in the non-compliant period, but you will have to pay certain charges for your brokerage. You will have to pay certain taxes on capital gain, correct? You can subtract these two. Let's say, for example, it is 50 cents of taxes and the securities transaction tax or short-term capital gain, long-term capital gain, whatever taxation in your country is all inclusive 50 cents. So you are now left with $2.50 because you subtracted 50 cents from $3. You're left with $2.50. This $2.50 need to be donated completely. This can be donated to any charity of your choice. This can be donated to any person of your choice. This is not zakat. This is not part of your zakat. Let's be very, very clear about it. All right. Let's get back to more questions. Okay, I need to be very, very quick because there are lots of questions today. Uh, Brother Rahim again asked us, is asking us that the stock pricing is lagged behind by days, not just a day. It should be updating real time. There are a couple of things over here. In the universe section, we are giving a lagged price, but in the stock report page, we are giving very, very, what do I say? Uh, just a couple of seconds lag. I will have it checked once again in terms of pricing, whether we are not giving you the real-time pricing or is it getting lagged by days. I don't know why it is getting lagged by days. We'll have a look at it definitely. But from the purpose of the way it is programmed, on the universe section, you will get yesterday's day-end pricing. On the stock page, stock detailed report page, it's just a couple of seconds lag in pricing. That's how it is programmed. I have it checked once again. But apart from that, let me tell you very, very clearly that we cannot provide real-time pricing. This is a Shariah compliance app. It will have some delay in pricing because real-time pricing is a very, very data consuming process. I don't think as of now, we will be able to provide you real-time pricing on this app. It will be near real-time pricing. There's a couple of seconds delay in terms of pricing. That's what we do. Because this is not a brokerage app, it's not an executable price. Hence, we think that a slight delay in pricing could be fine as well. Just 1 second. I don't know why certain questions are going away. All right. Muhammad Bilal Chaudhary has asked us, please advise on how to export to Excel. Okay. Questions are just going away. Just 1 second. All right. Brother had asked us how can we export the things to Excel. First of all, we do not allow export of data because it breaches our privacy policy as well as our terms of use. Download to Excel is not an option available on our app and on a desktop version, but I can tell you that if you are looking at a sincere, fair usage, you can do some things like, I'll share my screen. Let's say you're in the universe section. You can choose the list view, okay, and select the stocks. Okay, copy it and you can paste it into an Excel. There you go. You just match destination formatting and you have it in Excel. You can delete a couple of rows, like for example, you don't want this one, just delete it. Got it? Insert more rows, do whatever you want to do, however you want to do. So hence you can bring it into Excel, but it's not a very straightforward download option. It is done to safeguard the data on the app as well as on the desktop version. Let's come back. Okay, brother Izri says, Assalamu alaikum. Can I sort and filter based on Sharia compliance risk? It's difficult to go to each stock to check its compliance risk. That's a very good suggestion. We have all the transcript available. Inshallah, we will try and incorporate that. That's a very good feature basis the risk, the compliance, the Sharia compliance risk factor. Let me tell you what is the Sharia compliance risk factor. Shariah Compliance Risk Factor. This is also a functionality which is undergoing a complete revamp. Shariah Compliance Risk Factor is assessment which tells you if, due to financial ratios, if a stock is near the threshold. Let's say a stock is compliant and the ratio is 32%, right? The compliance risk factor will be very high. That means at any given point in time in the near future, this can turn its compliance to become a non-compliant. Hence, if you're looking for holding the stock over a long-term period, you should not do so, because the compliance risk factor is high, because it may turn non-compliant, because it's almost borderline and it has a trend of becoming going towards an increased debt ratio. On the other hand, if a stock is non-compliant, right, and it has a ratio of, let's say, 34%, that means it is very near to the 33% threshold, its compliance risk factor will also be high. That means that this stock is likely to turn compliant very soon, and hence you can add it to your watch list and wait for it to become compliant. Once it becomes compliant, you will get notified that this stock has become compliant. You can come back, invest in it, and add it to your portfolio. Brother Rahim, yes, please fix the overlapping holding amount problem. As I said, this is the priority one. There are 3 functionalities which are undergoing change right now as we speak, and it will get activated on the desktop version as soon as possible. I will commit to it being activated in less than a week. So the overlapping holding problem that you've suggested, it's not actually a problem, but what we had thought is different than what as a user you have come back to us. Hence, we have accepted that and we are changing that. Brother Fayaz is asking us, is there a way to edit the stock price in our holdings? Yes, you can edit your stock price in your holding. Let us see how that happens. Let's say you are in the portfolio and this is inside your portfolio. Now I am holding this one. Now, if you're saying that you want to hold this, change this amount, as of now, you just have to update your current holdings from 1200. Let's say you have 1100 and you don't want this price, you just change the price to 2000. As of now, this is the functionality. But as we move along, right, within a week's time, once you click on holdings, it will open up a bigger table out here, and over here you will be allowed to edit it itself, right? Let's say out of the stocks that you bought on this date, that is 100 holdings, you want to change the price, you can do that right away over here. And if this stock is in multiple portfolios, it will show up over here itself that Apple bought on 13th of June is in portfolio A, bought on 27th of May is in portfolio B. This is individually different holdings in each portfolio. So that functionality is coming up within a week's time. Let's get back to the questions. Okay. People are asking us, Brother Asif, Brother Tausif has asked us, is intraday trading allowed in Islam? Again, I would say that there's a complete article on trading rules on the blog section of ours. You can have a look at that section. You will get an idea as to what we're talking about and what are the trading rules and what's allowed and what's not allowed. Additionally to this, let me answer this question because today is an AMA day. We have to answer all the questions. Intraday trading as per Sharia is compliant, subject to rules. What are the rules? That means if you buy first, sell after that, it is Sharia compliant. Between buy and sell, if it is immediately, that's also fine, as long as you read the terms and conditions of your broker, which will tell you by when your stock is executed. That means when you do a buy order, there is some event in the middle which tells you that this event, like for example, an SMS, an email, entry into your holding section, an entry in your portfolio section, an entry into your executed trade order section, whatever your broker tells you, find out that trigger. When that trigger happens, you are the owner of that stock. Hence, any time after that, you can sell it. Do not confuse yourself between that event and deposit of the stock in your depository participant or your electronic wallet. That takes a lot of time. It may take same day, it may take T+1, it may take T+2. I'm not sure basis geographies, it is different. But as soon as you are in possession of that stock, means that a buy order has been executed, your broker has given you confirmation that you are now the owner of that stock, you can sell it. If both these events, that is buy and sell, happens on the same day, it's perfectly allowed. Happens within minutes, it's perfectly fine. Intraday trading in this manner is Sharia compliant. If you sell first and then buy back, which is short selling, it is not permissible, because it clearly violates the Sharia rules of trading. That is, you cannot sell anything which you do not own, right? So selling first and buying later is not allowed. Intraday, buy first and sell later, allowed. Using your own capital, allowed. Using leverage, if that leverage is interest free, then it is allowed. If that leverage is having a component of interest, it is not allowed. Okay. Another brother is asking us, brother Tamim is asking us, can we invest in non-Sharia compliant stocks? Brother, definitely no. You cannot invest in non-Sharia compliant stocks. Somebody called A, can you please clarify why Ocado Group PLC is non-compliant, please? In your app, it says retail, catalog, and mail order related activities, hence the sector is non-compliant. Can you elaborate on this? If you want a more detail, there are two things. Okay. You can go ahead and start a stock discussion under it, and we will reply to it as to why this stock is non-compliant. Secondly, I believe a question had been asked regarding Ocado's Sharia compliance, and we had answered it. Secondly, the detailed description section is also getting upgraded, but it will take a slightly longer time, probably a quarter from now, wherein we will give you exactly why this stock is non-compliant, including the breakup of how the dividend purification has been calculated. Hence, you will get the assurance that how this stock has been calculated. Okay. Brother Asif has asked, intraday trading allowed in Islam? I have just answered it. Brother Rahim said, do you have feature that will bring data from investment companies such as Fidelity, Merrill, etc.? Inshallah, once we fix all of these features and add the enhancement of functionalities, we are going to work on it in terms of creating a plugin between third-party apps, third-party trading investment advisors as well, so that your Islamicly portfolio gets linked to your actual trading portfolio, inshallah, very soon. Yes, Brother Rahim says the stock screening criteria should be stock specific. Yes, we are working on it. We have that feedback. We have all of these already done. We just have to convert this into a format that we can upload onto the Islamicly platform. Muhammad Farhan says the iPhone app keeps crashing. Yes, we are very well aware of that, that the iPhone app is not very stable. It has all the bugs has been fixed. We are waiting approval from the iOS store, and very, very soon, anytime today, tomorrow, day after, you will get an update that this app has been upgraded as well. Okay. Brother Tariq says that why are some weapon manufacturers considered halal? Our Sharia committee considers weapons manufacturing to be a Sharia compliant activity. The rationale is very, very clear and simple. Weapons as such are Sharia neutral. It can be used for defense purposes. It can be used for an offensive as well. So the manufacturer of the weapons is Sharia compliant, because there's absolutely no prohibition in any of these scriptures that manufacturing weapons is a Sharia non-compliant activity. It is the user of that weapon. That means the buyer and its ultimate usage, which makes the entire activity non-compliant. Hence, manufacturing weapons is Sharia compliant. Absolutely clear. I mean, I'm not a Sharia scholar, but I can very, very easily think of, in the Prophet's time, there were a couple of wars which were being fought, right? How did we fight those wars? There were some weapons, right? There were some weapons, somebody manufactured those weapons. Who were those manufacturers? They were Muslims, right? No non-Muslim at that point in time would sell a weapon to a Muslim, correct? Weapon manufacturing is Sharia compliant. Brother Majid says, any Sharia compliant ETF? We do not cover ETF in specific currently, but very shortly we'll start covering ETFs as well, inshallah. Muhammad Sabri says, what is the purpose of cash compliance screening filter? If it is to limit the interest income, then the ratio pertaining to non-compliant business activity already filters out. If it is to filter the tradability or to prevent liquid versus illiquid filter, then the third filter meets the criteria. This filter seems redundant to me, so please explain its purpose. According to Mufti Usmani, there isn't any specific threshold that he provides for stock investing. He uses 5% as an example for purification purpose. Second, for this liquid to liquid asset is simply required, so the liquid illiquid must not be negligible. Okay, Muhammad Sabri essentially asks us that why is there a cash compliance ratio? According to our Sharia scholars, there is a cash compliance ratio which measures cash in hand and liquid cash to the 36-month average market cap. It should be less than 33%. So cash and short-term investments, that would mean that liquid assets of the company should be less than 33% of the 3-year moving average market capitalization of the company. The specific reason for this is that Sharia scholars say that if a company's market valuation is derived to an extent of more than a third from non-deployed cash, from unproductive cash, from such asset which has not been deployed for the purposes of the business activity, for the purposes as stated by the management of the company, then the Sharia usefulness is not adequately applied. What I mean to say is, if a company says that we are going to manufacture milk, okay, or we are going to trade in milk, but this trading in milk is a Sharia compliant activity, but it derives its market capitalization by more than a third due to or by virtue of its cash balances, Sharia scholars say that it is not a recommended thing to do, essentially because this cash and cash equivalents are kept in an interest-bearing account. Usually in global financial markets, when you keep cash in current accounts, you usually don't get interest. But company management usually don't just keep money in the bank. If there's above a certain threshold, they usually put it into short-term investments, which earn money for them. Since they are deploying cash in an interest-bearing activity, in a Sharia non-compliant activity, and they are deploying cash in a purpose apart from the business activity of the company, and this formulates more than 33% of the company's valuation. Hence, this cash ratio is applied to filter these stocks out. Okay. Okay, Ali Rafiqi has asked us a question. If a stock that is halal turns haram, how do we purify the stock? I have answered this question just now. You can read it in the trading rules which are given on the app as well as on the Islamicly website. Okay, Brother Iskandar says that, okay, his question is gone. Brother Iskandar says, how do I create a watch list? It's very simple. On the app, you just have to click on the star button on any stock report. I'll just bring up a stock. I am on the free version on the app. As you can see over here, this is the stock report. Okay, I'll just make it over. Can you see the star over here? Yeah, this one. So this creates a watch list. Okay, this one. If this stock turns compliances, you'll get notified. That's how you do it. Brother Asif has asked us, is intraday trading allowed? Yes, intraday trading is allowed. It's pretty simple. If you buy first, sell later, it's allowed. Brother Faiz has asked us, can you enlighten us whether any brokerage is permissible to trade stocks? For example, Interactive Brokers, TD, Arbitrage. We don't recommend any brokerage as of now. Any broker is fine. As long as you follow the Sharia compliant stocks as given in Islamicly app, you can do all the tracking of Islamicly, of stocks on Islamicly. Execution of trade, if you are using buy first, sell later principles, it's completely fine. Use any broker that you feel like is giving you a good interface and giving you a good pricing. Irfan Sayed says, do I need to purify my income from Sharia stocks? If yes, why? Yes, you need to purify your income from Sharia stocks, but the purification is only on the dividends that you receive from the company and not on capital gains. We had a previous webinar where we explained the difference between what is dividends and what is capital gains. Capital gains is a trading gains. If you trade in a Sharia compliant stock, it's completely fine if you buy and sell within the compliance period of the stock. If you buy when it's compliant and you sell when it is non-compliant, then you have to purify the trading gains from the time it turned non-compliant to the time you sold it. Only this part has to be purified and not this part. Okay, but if you receive dividends from the company, the dividend has to be purified using the ratio that we give on the Islamicly app as well as on the desktop version. I will take you through the screen as to how you purify a stock. Very, very simple. Let's say, for example, you want to purify Microsoft. Okay, it's halal. As you can see, it's overall Sharia compliant. You click on purify. You just input the date that you got the dividends on. Let's say you got it today on the 4th of July. You got $100 as dividend on Microsoft. Click on confirm. It will tell you that you need to purify $2. Okay, I'll just do control minus so that it becomes clear. Okay, you got it over here. You got to purify $2 because you input $100. You got to purify $2 because the dividend purification ratio is 2%. Simple as that. You do not have to purify your capital gains. Okay, Bang Yap says, is option trade allowed in Islam? Option trading is definitely and clearly non-compliant. It's not allowed. Options and futures is definitely not allowed in Islam from a Sharia perspective. Brother Salim says, there are many stocks that I look through Islamically and some other app, and many stocks are questionable as per them, but it shows compliance over here. Brother, we are here in front of you to answer all your questions. If you see any stock which you think it should be Sharia compliant, or some other app say that it is Sharia compliant and we say it's non-compliant, please raise or start a discussion under that stock, and we will reply to that within 24 to 48 hours at max. Right? We will give you the entire rationale. In addition to that, as we move along, we will give you the entire rationale of why a particular stock is compliant or non-compliant on that stock report page itself, in terms of sector and in terms of the financial ratio screening itself. That could be, so we will give you all the answers. I would request you to ask them as well as to why they have judged a particular stock the way they have judged it. Right? So please do compare the answers and get back to us. And if you're happy with what we are trying to do, follow Islamicly. The second reason could be that they follow a slightly different criteria. There was another question over here which went down, is in terms of which standard. Okay, which standard do we follow? We standard our Sharia criteria that we follow is given by our Sharia scholars. You can see the profile of our Sharia scholars on the app as well as on the Islamicly website. Essentially, the Sharia scholars that sit on the Islamicly board are the same scholars which are also there on the AOFI board as well. If we see our Sharia committee chairman is Dr. Muhammad Al-Ghari from Saudi Arabia. He is one of the pioneering members of AOFI as well. He is currently the board of trustee on AOFI as well as on the Sharia standards board of AOFI as well. In addition to that, he is on the Sharia boards of S&P, which is the largest Sharia index in the world, on the Sharia board of Dow Jones as well, which is the first Sharia index in the world. That's the criteria that we follow. So are we different from AOFI criteria? I would say yes and a no. I would say yes, it differs because our Sharia criteria is an enhancement of the AOFI criteria. I've spoken about this in the previous webinar as well. AOFI is a base standard to be followed by people who do not have active advice available from Sharia scholars. This is what our Sharia scholars have told us. 2004 was when the AOFI standard was set regarding equities. From then, there has been no update as of now, but there have been many emerging issues in the entire field of Sharia equity screening. Islamicly actively consults its Sharia board and presents those questions. Using those questions, if there is a need to enhance the Sharia criteria, it has been done. Hence, there is a slight difference between AOFI criteria and the Islamicly Sharia criteria, but the base is definitely the AOFI criteria. The difference is the active participation of a Sharia board, the active engagement of a Sharia board, and the active resolution of current issues in Islamic finance with respect to equities. Okay, so I've answered the question regarding why the compliances are different. So there could be two reasons. It could be because we might be wrong. You question us, we will correct ourselves, or else the research of them might be wrong. You question them and you will get an answer. Two, the criteria could be different. Brother Abdullah, sorry about the holding issues. As I said, the entire holding functionality is undergoing an upgrade, and very soon you will get the new functionality upgraded on the app, as well as on the not on the app. It will come on the desktop version first and later on the app. Okay, brother Merat says suggest us a site where we can invest. As of now, we don't give that advice. We're not licensed to give advice as to buy or sell a particular stock. Okay, somebody asked me, Ali has asked me that trading in Nifty 50 or Nifty Sharia, is it allowed? Trading in an index, whether Sharia compliant or not, is usually the way it is given in the exchanges currently is a derivative. Since derivatives are non-compliant, that's also non-compliant. Mahmoud Saeed Mashinda has asked us what standards are used to grade companies that are halal or not halal. I have answered that. So essentially, it is our criteria which is given by the Sharia scholars. Our Sharia scholars have this kind of experience, having more than 30-40 years of experience, 30 years minimum of what I know of experience in sitting with a lot of fund managers, a lot of asset managers, as well as on the AOFI boards. Brother Huzaifa is asking us, is intraday allowed? Yes, it is allowed if you follow the rules of intraday trading. Brother Rahim has asked us a question. The 5% purification is on unrealized dividends also, or just on realized dividends? It should be on realized dividends. That is the money that has come into your account. That has to be purified because that has an element of impure income. So it should be on realized. Brother Ahmed says, how Islamically claim to be a Sharia compliant stock screener? Any certification from approved Islamic centers? Brother, if you go to Islamicly website, okay, I'll just bring up the Islamicly website. You can see the Sharia certification on the Islamicly website, and we claim to be the first portal which has a Sharia certification to it. As you can see on the Islamicly website itself, if you go down, this is the Sharia certification that we have received. That has been signed by Dr. Muhammad Ali Al Ghari, Dr. Muhammad Amin Ali Qattan, and Dr. Nazir Hamad. You can see their video as well over here. If you click over here, you can see what the most renowned Sharia scholar in the world tells about Islamically. You can see the video over here as well. And this video was taken in the last Sharia board meeting in Dubai. They are one of the pioneers of Islamic finance. This video is also in Arabic. So if anybody wants to. All right. So this is where you can get the certification, get the assurance that it is certified. Now you can view the profiles over here. You can see Dr. Al Ghari is also part of the AOFI. He's part of the board of trustees as well as member Sharia Standards Committee, Jeddah of AOFI. He's been an associate professor of Islamic Economics, Department of Economics, King Abdulaziz University, Jeddah. He is a PhD in economics as well. He's also part of the Islamic Fiqh Academy. All right, so that's the credential that we have of Dr. Al Ghari. Dr. Nazir Hamad's credentials are also here, and Dr. Amin Ali Qattan's credentials are also here. You can have a look. We're completely transparent about the whole thing. Let's get back. Brother Muzammil says, how about Sharia mutual funds? As of now, we don't cover them. We still haven't covered a lot of equities. So once we cover them, we will get you notified. Brother Khalid says that we ran an offer, that you make us an offer and we will accept it if it is an acceptable bid. A lot of people, okay, more than 500 bids was what we received. We could not accept all of it because they're quite low. But we did accept a lot of bids, and thank you, Brother Khalid, for appreciating our effort to get Islamically to everyone at their price. Okay, another brother is asking, hi bro, salam. Could you please let us know whether we can donate the dividend purified amount to our needy Muslim brothers as sadaqah? Yes, absolutely. You can donate it to anybody. So dividend purification, when it has to be donated, you can donate it to anybody. Absolutely no problem. Brother Faiz, yes, you will get a recording of this. Immediately after this webinar gets over, you will get a link, and that link will be available for 7 days for you to review this webinar. Apart from this, you can also see this on the YouTube. A couple of our previous webinars are under production, but we'll speed it up and put this up on our YouTube channel. Please follow our YouTube channel. A lot of exciting content is going to come up over there. We're working on it. Follow our blogs, follow our YouTube channel, and get acquainted to all the answers that you're looking out for. So the YouTube channel is also called Islamicly. Just go over there and subscribe. You'll see a lot of videos over there already. Brother Aslam says, if I sell a compliant stock, how do we purify the capital gains, considering some of the capital gains would come from non-halal sources? Brother Aslam, the Sharia scholars are very clear. If you bought a stock when it was Sharia compliant and you sold the stock when it was Sharia compliant, all the capital gains in the middle is completely to be retained. There is no purification to be done on it. Very, very clear. Brother Zaim says, what is the best brokerage app you recommend that will go well with Islamically? Any brokerage app will go well with Islamically, because Islamically will take care of all your Sharia side. Your brokerage will take care of your capital market side. Inshallah, very soon we'll merge these two and you'll have a great experience. Muhammad Shoaib asked, some stock shows compliant in Islamically and shows non-compliance or questionable in some other app. I've already answered this. 2 reasons: criteria is different, research is defective either with us or with them. Ask us, We will answer, we will correct it, ask them, and if you see whichever is best research, follow them. Mahmoud Sami says, I have two questions. If the company invests more than 30% of its total asset in bank and the interest gaining is less than 5%, is it acceptable? You take average 36 months, but recently after COVID-19, most of companies' loans increase. Is it still okay, 36 month average accepted, or last quarter should be taken? Okay, first question. If a company invests its cash in interest-bearing securities, and the company is not involved, what I mean to say, the primary business activity of the company is not to make money out of investments. In my example, the company is selling milk, but it has excess cash, and it invests that excess cash into an interest bearing or a conventional investment from where it gets a return. The return could be investment gains, which is non-compliant because they invested in a non-compliant investment, or it could be an interest income, which is definitely non-compliant. Please be clear in terms of how the screening criteria works. The 5% criteria is applicable for non-permissible income from operating activities of the business. What I mean to say is, if the business activity of a company says that we are into the investment thing or we are into interest-based lending, then the interest income is considered non-permissible for sector screening to declare a company as compliant from a business perspective. In our current example, let's say a company sells milk and gets $100 out of it, and also sells, let's say, for example, pork, all right, and gets, let's say, $5 from, let's say, gets $3 from it. Okay, total income of the company is 103. Pork as a non-permissible activity is less than 5%, hence this company will be considered compliant. In the same example, if a company gets, let's say, $10 as interest income out of investing its excess cash into non-permissible interest-bearing accounts, company is not into that activity essentially as a principal business, but as a cash management policy, they will invest it into some other interest-bearing security, and they get $10 as a return. This $10, which is non-permissible, will not be counted for sector screening. Sector screening considers only operating income, but the purification ratio for this stock will consider $10 as non-permissible income plus the $3 from sales of pork. That is $13 divided by $113. That is $100 from milk, $3 from pork, $10 from interest. This is the total income. It is $113. So $13 divided by $113 will give us the dividend purification ratio. So once you get dividends on the company, you have to apply this factor, which is already given on Islamicly app. You don't have to worry about it. Apply it, you get a result. Just purify that amount. Capital gains need not be purified. The other part, is we take 36 months average market cap. Yes, we do take 36 months average market cap, and alhamdulillah, because we've done a lot of research in terms of telling the Shariah committee that 36 months average market cap is a stable criteria. In any financial crisis that has happened so far, we have seen the compliances not change abnormally between pre-crisis or post-crisis. Let's study the COVID. In the COVID period also, we did not see abnormal amount of changes because of market cap, because of pricing. We did not see abnormal amount of increase in stocks being compliant or decrease in stocks of Shariah compliant stocks. No. Hence, it is proved that 36-month average market capitalization is a very stable benchmark for measuring the financial ratios of the company. Muhammad Sabri, I'm answering as we go along. If you have any specific question, I will answer everything. Is it permissible to trade on stock which is non-compliant and earn from the capital gain without taking dividend from it? No. If a stock is non-compliant, whether it be sector non-compliant or it be financial ratio non-compliant, non-compliant means you cannot invest in that stock. Simple. If a stock is non-compliant due to whatever reasons it be, you cannot invest in that stock. Okay. Period. Any permutation combination around it is also not allowed. Simple. Brother Iskandar says, can you explain how compliance risk ratio works? I think I've already answered that question during this. And inshallah, we're upgrading that functionality. It will become slightly bigger. It will have more details around it. Very soon, you'll get an update for the compliance risk factor as well. Compliance risk factor is only on the web. It's not on the app. Okay, Muhammad Shoaib again says your iPhone app crashes. Yes, brother, we have identified all of the issues, all of the versions under which it is crashing. There was one small functionality which was actually being in conflict. We have identified that. We have corrected that. We have submitted the new build to the iOS guys. They are under process of approving it. Inshallah, very soon, today, tomorrow, day after, anytime it will get approved. Muhammad Shoaib says, is there an email address where we can ask questions about how to make certain items work and questions about some? Yes, we have an email ID called info@islamicly.com, info@islamicly.com. You must be getting mails from that. Even the webinar mail that you got is from the same email ID, info@islamicly.com. That's an email ID. You can get in touch with us either from the desktop version or from the app. Just go to profile. There's a WhatsApp section. You click on WhatsApp. It will automatically open your WhatsApp and you can ask us any query that you have, any suggestion that you have, you can give it to us. Everything is accounted for. Everything is documented and we take a complete view in terms of developing further features. Okay, Brother Abdullah says, will there be a tweak to adjust screening ratios? That also is a minor feedback that we have got, that can you do your own screening by adjusting filters? We don't think that we will give that functionality anytime soon, to be very, very frank, because we are in the process of giving Sharia compliant and non-compliant stocks. Okay, let us be very clear on this, that if a stock has been judged to be Sharia compliant, there is a big board of Sharia scholars who have looked into it. That means in terms of the criteria, and they feel that using this criteria, it is Sharia compliant, right? Let us not get into our personal suggestion, and even this is what the scholars say, that let us not get into the discussion of more compliant or less compliant. I want to invest only in those stocks which have this. That could be your prerogative. As of now, people themselves, the world over, are not very well versed with what is the Sharia compliant stock. If we give them these more compliant, even more compliant, less compliant, your option, or questionable, right? It just creates confusion. Sharia scholars have said, let us give a very clear-cut criteria. It considers into everything. It has been developed over past 25, 30 years. If it's compliant, just follow it. That's what I say. From an investment perspective, if you want to do some more further screening, you can do it on the broker app that you have using financial ratio screenings that the broker gives. But from a compliance perspective, if it is given compliant, for no matter what app you follow Islamicly, you follow any other app, if they say so and you're happy with their research, you trust their research, you understand that they're doing a good job, you understand that it is not just not a algorithm. If there is a proper research team who's doing research, you understand that they have a proper Sharia Scholars Board. The Sharia Scholars Board is reputed. They have many years of experience of doing this. If you're convinced about that app, go ahead and just follow it. That's what our suggestion is. That's what the Sharia Scholar suggestion is also. Brother Khalid says, Salam, brother. Somebody called Joe says, I see some stock has failures in few days. How can we know on which part the failure is? On the app, you can clearly see what part the failure is. If it's failing because of sector, if it is failing because of any of the ratio, that is debt, cash, or accounts receivable, you can see it clearly. Apart from that, on the desktop version, there is a compliance risk factor. If it is nearer to the threshold, the compliance risk factor alerts you so that you don't invest in those stocks, because it is very it is going to turn non-compliant very soon. Hence, the desktop version gives you more functionality. So if you're on the desktop version, you wouldn't have invested in these stocks. Okay. In case of intraday and short-term trades, some scholars disallow on the premise that it doesn't help in any economic activity or contribute to the business of the company. How do we interpret that? How do you interpret that? I don't know. I'm not a scholar. The scholars have said intraday is permissible. These are the rules. We've told those rules to you. They would have thought about it. Hence, intraday is permissible. If you buy first, sell later, and in Shariah compliant stocks, that which you can find on Islamicly. Okay, brother Ali says, I never answer his question. I don't know which question. There are so many questions coming in today. There are like, I don't know, I'm going mad today. Hundreds of questions have already come in. Brother Ali, if I have not answered the question, put it again. I'll definitely search for your question and answer it. Okay, brother Khalid is replying to Aisha that there is opinion, but there is no hadith or anything in the Sharia. So to say you can't buy and sell short term. Yes, absolutely. You can definitely buy and sell short term. Ahmad Shoaib says that, is there a way to get free access of the app for the time being? Brother, we have a very, very low priced trial version for 3 days. You just pay $1 depending on the market that you are in, and you can get 3 days complete access to that market so that you can understand the functionality, and if you're happy, then you can upgrade it. Brother Rahim has put up a very good comment over here. He says that Suhaib al-Rumi, okay, one of the companions of the Prophet, was a weapons manufacturer. Yes, that's a very good example. Thank you, Brother Rahim. I'll make a note of this, and inshallah, in our future AMAs, I'll start quoting you in reference to the Prophet's companion, who was a weapons manufacturer. Joe, I think I've answered your question. Waqas has a good suggestion. Yes, we have that suggestion as well. We are looking into that. But the Khalid says, I live in the UK and most weapons made are used against Muslim countries and / or oppressed people. So are these companies halal? Personally, I don't think so. The Sharia scholars have said weapons manufacturers are Sharia compliant. Another thing, another very good point the Sharia scholars make is, if a principal activity of a company is halal, that is weapons manufacturing is halal, but they may be doing certain activities which could okay, promote internally anything which we think should not be done. Okay, I'm being politically correct over here. If you become a shareholder of that company, you become a partner in that business. That also means that you can write to the management, to the board of directors, that I strongly object to this sale. I strongly object to this facility. If you as Muslims become a majority shareholder in that company, the management is bound to follow what you say. Rather than sitting outside, keeping our cash bundles at home and criticizing these companies, we can become part of theirs as shareholders, you become a proper legally entitled person for that company. You get rights to advise the management. Yes, if you're a minority, it gets rubbished. Your advice is not taken, but it is recorded. So once you become majority in that company, you can go ahead and give your ethical principles. You can give and suggest your ethical principles to the company management. Simple as that. But the Salim says, can we search Sharia compliance of a stock without you creating a portfolio? Yes, you can definitely. You can do it through the universe. You can do it through the search bar on the app itself or on the desktop version as well. You can do it anywhere. Wasim says, brother, why Reliance is non-Sharia compliant? Reliance fails the debt ratio. It has got massive debt. Also, there is a write-up on the articles and the blog section of Islamically. Go have a look as to why Reliance is still non-compliant, whereas they made a statement that Reliance is now net debt-free. If it is net debt-free, then why is it failing the debt ratio? Please do go and have a look at the Islamically blog or on the article section of your app, where I have written an article about this. Brother Faiz, I think I've already answered your question. In terms of, yes, you can go ahead and use any broker, whichever you're comfortable with, as long as you know that the stocks that you trade are Sharia compliant, the rules of trade, the transaction type is Sharia compliant, and you keep a continuous watch on whether stock remains compliant or not. That can be done using Islamically. That can be done using any other app as well. By creating a portfolio or creating a watch list, you will get notified immediately whether a stock has turned compliant or not turned non-compliant. Wasim, yes, Aramco and Dubai Development Authority have invested in Reliance Industries recently. That doesn't make Reliance Sharia compliant. Brother Salim has a suggestion. Brother Salim, I'll write back to you, and we can definitely discuss it in detail as well. Brother Ahmed says Dr. Zakir Naik said intraday trading is not halal. I've heard that video. In that, Dr. Zakir Naik clearly states that buy first, sell later. If you achieve the conditions required that you become the owner of that stock, you can definitely do it. You can definitely sell it. What he also says and what we also say is that you can't do a short sell. It is something that you're selling that you've not bought. Hence, intraday short sale is not allowed, but intraday long sale is allowed. Muhammad Sabri says, why are you using up to 49% as the threshold for illiquid assets? The 49% ratio is for accounts receivable. The Sharia scholars think that a company which derives its market value in excess of 50%, which is lent out or which is not realized, which is due on it, makes no economic sense. Hence, these stocks should not be considered Sharia compliant. Clear? Sahabuddin says, is app and web different? Yes, app is on the phone. Web can be opened only on the desktop. Web has more features. App doesn't have that many features. Adnan Sheikh, I've answered your question on the forum as well. Since I'm in a hurry now, it's already 1.5 hours. I will skip your question, but your answer is already given on the forum section. Brother Abdul says, in intraday, when I order any stock under confirmation, sometime It takes, but if you end up in loss in intraday trading, you can definitely use stop loss. Using stop loss is absolutely Sharia compliant. It's absolutely Sharia compliant. There's absolutely no doubt about it. That means if you buy first and sell later, in the middle, if you have a stop loss at the time of sell or at the time of buy, it's perfectly fine. Absolutely no problem. But the Joe, I'm not able to understand your question. What I do if I gain some profit from a stock, then I use it in another stock. Then I found that the original stock, I'm not able to understand this. Can you please put it again? Okay, very good question from Aisha. Do you consider sugar manufacturers Sharia compliant? Some scholars don't because the main income is from sale of molasses to alcohol distillers. Any company is not blanket out. The revenue is studied. Let's say, for example, if I think you're referring to a couple of companies in India. There are large sugar manufacturers in India, large sugar processing industries in India, which are listed, which have managements, which have clearly said that we will not sell our byproduct to any alcohol manufacturer. They say so in their annual reports. They say so in their AGMs. They've said so to me personally as well. I was an auditor before this, so I know this. So just a blanket removal of any company is not our research approach. Our research approach is every company studied individually, its revenue studied individually, its actual current revenue studied individually, and made a compliance assessment. If a sugar manufacturer sells its molasses to alcohol distillers, that revenue is definitely considered non-compliant. For those companies, we will study them and we will consider that sale amount to be part of non-permissible income. And if that non-permissible exceeds 5%, that stock will be considered non-compliant, but it is not blanket. Like, for example, Apple in our screening was non-compliant and now is compliant. It was non-compliant because at some point in time, its revenues from its music sales, from its iTunes stores was more than 5%. Now, after it launched iPhone, the revenue from its music section, from its entertainment section, from its iTunes section has gone down to be less than 5%, hence it's compliant. That means Sharia compliance is a dynamic feature, hence you should be subscribed to Islamicly and create portfolios. You cannot say that I've checked this stock in Islamicly, it was compliant, hence it will always be compliant. No, Islam compliance is dynamic. Do subscribe. Irfan Syed has asked us that this is 50% halal or this is 100% halal. What he says is some stocks are more compliant and some stocks are less compliant. I have dealt with this just a couple of minutes back. The industry is very nascent. Let's not create confusion. If you trust a particular information, just go by it. If you want to challenge it on the app. But if it's halal, that means it is Sharia compliant, it's Sharia compliant. There's no such thing as more halal and less halal. Muhammad Shoaib is asking how Visa Sharia compliant. Brother, there is a report on the Islamicly app as well itself as to why Visa Sharia compliant. Just very quickly, on the Visa website, you can see Visa has clearly mentioned that they do not earn any money from lending activities. They are not involved in any lending activity. The credit card that you use has a Visa logo. That means the interest that you are paying on the credit is on the bank that has issued it, not about the Visa. Visa doesn't take. Visa just enables movement of money from the merchant to the bank. That's it. They are pipes. There's a detailed research report which is available on the on the article section as to why MasterCard and Visa Sharia compliant, whereas American Express and PayPal are non-compliant. Sorry. Brother Salim says there is an issue with the search. Brother Salim, we have checked this issue. It's not actually an issue. The only thing is in the search bar where you have a symbol for search, the magnifying glass symbol, you click on that, it will work. If you click anywhere else, it will not work. Brother Joe says, please, if I bought a stock and made some profit, then I used this money to buy other stock and I lost the profit. After that, I found the first stock is non-compliant. What shall I do? How to calculate the purification? Okay. He says he bought a stock which is non-compliant, and using the gains of this stock, he bought another stock. Okay. Very simple. If you now realize that the gains from the first trade was non-compliant, any activity out of that is non-compliant. So whatever was the gain and the ensuring increase from that gain due to your investing activity, all of it has to be purified. Very simple. When I say purified, it has to be completely donated to charity. Don't use it. Don't apply the purification ratio that has been given on the Islamicly app, because that is only for dividends. Bangyap says, is forex trading allowed in Islam? Forex trading structures which are classified as Sharia compliant are allowed. Conventional ones like on Olympic trade and all of these IQ options, these are non-compliant because these are derivative trades. They are not spot trades. But the Salim, our email ID is very simple, info@islamicly.com. Else you can reach us on the WhatsApp. Else you can reach us if you're a desktop user. You can reach us through the help section. There's a chat function over there as well. Wasif Muhammad Raza says, can I take leverage in intraday for buying of stocks? Yes, you can take leverage in intraday for buying stocks if it is interest free. But avoid leverage. You can get wiped out completely if a trade goes wrong. Irfan Sayed says Sharia criteria could be different from Islamically or from some other provider. Which one should I choose? Tough question. The only thing that we can say is you look at the criteria, look at the Sharia scholars, look at the profile, look at the research team behind it, look at the experience that people have, look at how accessible they are, look at what is their customer support, look at how they come back to you on your questions, and then decide which app to follow and which Sharia criteria to follow. Just follow one. If you follow one, alhamdulillah, you'll be fine. Joe, I think I've answered your question now. But Abdullah says, would you consider adding private company section as Sharia compliant? You would be pioneers if you do this in this field. You may discuss with us if you wish. Brother Abdullah, the problem with private companies is information is not transparent. Whatever information they give, they're not bound by it. In a listed company, they have to give a specific information in a specific format, and they are bound by that information. It's being audited. In a private company, how do we classify it? It's very tough to keep credibility on the information that a private company gives. Hence, we don't cover private companies. If you have an idea, let us know. If it sounds feasible, we can look into it. Send us an email on info@islamicly.com. A brother says, please include gold ETF of India. We would like to buy gold ETF as physical gold includes service charge. Buying gold ETF also includes service charge. If you're referring to gold Bs or something like that, definitely there is a service charge to buy it as well. Inshallah, we will look into covering ETFs as well and mutual funds as well in the future. Mahmoud Saeed Mashinda, I've answered your question. Bangyap says, how can I trade using Islamically? You cannot trade using Islamically. Islamically is to have stocks to monitor in terms of compliant and non-compliant. You can trade with any other app, any other brokerage app that you feel is good. Wasif Muhammad Raza, how many stocks I can keep in my portfolio Islamically? You can, if you're a paid user, you can keep as many as you want. You can keep the entire market in your portfolio as well. Idris has a suggestion. We have the suggestion, and inshallah we will we will incorporate that. Brother Salim, please get in touch with us, and we'll definitely try and resolve your issue. Wasif Muhammad Raza has asked us again how many stocks I can keep in my portfolio. You can keep as many as you want. Waqas, I think I've answered your questions. If there's anything left, please ask me again. I will answer it. Brother Rahim, thank you. Jazakallah khair. Wasif Muhammad Raza, he's asked us how many stocks I can keep in my portfolio and can I take leverage in intraday trading? Yes, you can take leverage in intraday trading if it is interest free. Avoid it. Leverage is very dangerous. You can keep as many stocks in your portfolio as you want if you're a paid user. Brother has asked us, gambling industry Sharia compliant? I don't know. Think about it. It's not Sharia compliant. Okay, somebody says that Waqas itself said, at Salim, I notice he's skipping all technical issues questions, particularly the app design issues. So much for Ask Anything. I don't think I skipped any of these. This is an interactive forum. We are here to help you. We are here to answer your questions. We have taken a lot of suggestions so far. If there is any technical suggestion which is feasible, I can inshallah promise you that we will work on it and we will give it to you. The issue is we have so many of those suggestions that we have to prioritize in terms of how we can do it. One of the brothers have said that you can put all the suggestions out there and people can vote on it and we can prioritize on it. We are working on it. When I say we are working on it, we are working 6 days a week, 12 hours to 15 hours a day. In spite of the lockdowns, in spite of COVID, we managed to launch this. We're doing our best. Okay. We thank you as well for the support. We thank you for the trust in us. We will answer all your questions. If there is anything that you suggest, you can do it on any of our groups. You can do it through our email ID. You can do it on the email as well. There are so many questions which I have come up over here, including the app crashes. I have explicitly picked that up and told that these are the issues. We want to be very transparent about it. We are not here to make big bucks out of it, if that is what you're trying to get at. Let me be very clear as to what it has taken for Islamicly to get here. Very, very simple. For the $200 that we are charging for the USA market for app and desktop, for screening that data and to get to that accuracy level and to get the Sharia board in place, just try and Google what is a cost of just having a Sharia board. Forget having a service provider to give you the data. Forget having a screening team to do the screening. Forget having the experience of 20 years, which has come to you for just $200 a year. And for other markets, even less. For India market, it's just $99. Even $45 for just the app. For the full year, that's like $2 or $3 per month. We are here to help you. We are here to help you. If there is something, the traffic today is massive. Okay, I am here to help you. I am here to take suggestions. Inshallah, we will work on every suggestion. There is no such thing of giving you a half-baked product We are committed to give you the best. We want to be the best. We want you to have the best. We want Islamically to be a benchmark of every Muslim who wants to invest in Sharia compliant manner. That is what the aim is. It's not to make money from subscriptions. Hardly we make anything from subscriptions to the cost that we incur. We are committed to giving you everything that you need. If you have a question, please put it. Inshallah, we will answer it. Aisha says, can I upload my trade summary for the last 1 year into Islamically and check? Yes, if you're on the desktop version, you can definitely do it using the scrapbook function. Brother Habib Qazi, thank you. Thank you very much. You have answered to Waqas brother as well. Thank you. Appreciate it. Really means a lot. Qasim says that salam, firstly, great effort. Thank you, Qasim bhai. Are there plans to develop technical analysis and charting tools? Not yet, brother, because all your brokerage apps gives you that. Doing Sharia compliance itself is taking its toll on us. We'd like to give you the best information in specific terms of Sharia compliance. Let us be focused on that. That itself is a big area. Okay. Brother Abdullah says, yes, there is, he says that I'm not doubting the Sharia scholars. Thank you. Let's say I wanted a stock of a company with zero debt. Yes, these are the filters that we will definitely work on, inshallah. Yes, we are coming up with something like a tool through which you can select what parameters you want, but that will take some time. It's not in priority, but it has been taken into consideration that if somebody wants to screen out of the Sharia compliant stocks with some more parameters, we'll give that option as well, inshallah, but not in the near future. Brother Hamza, are there any other apps same as Islamically? Yes, there are many. Please have a look, consider all of them, answer the questions whether they have a credible Sharia Scholars Board, how many years of experience they have, do they have a research team and a technology team and a fundamental team. Look at that. Brother Salim, I've answered about the intraday trading. Brother Aslam has given a suggestion that why is there a separate pricing for the app and the desktop version? The desktop version will, as we go along, have more functionalities. Hence, it is priced slightly higher. The app is priced lower because it has certain restricted functionalities. Joe has again asked the same question. I think I've answered it. I see some stocks has failures in few days. How can we know which part the failure is? It's because of changing its compliances. A fundamental number would have changed or its price would have reduced. Hence, the stock has changed compliance. Thank you, Brother Habib. We'll try and improvise as to how we do AMAs. Inshallah, we'll have a look at it as well. Salim says, search bar does not work ever. It crashes. Only way you can search a stock is by adding to a portfolio, and it is too much time consuming, and then it crashes as well. Yes, the iPhone version has some issues. We're working on it. As I said, it's already been fixed. We're just awaiting approval from the Apple guys. Once we get the approval, we'll release it. It can happen anytime this week, as soon as probably Monday as well. Okay. But the Qasim says, I'm confused. I thought this forum was to ask any question related to Islamically. Please do not ask any question other than only on Sharia screening. Would love to know more about where the charting tool and TA are available on the site. Wouldn't ask if there was a tour or if I found them. The entire functionality of Islamically app is also available on our YouTube channel. It's also there on the profile section called Take a Tour. If you are on Islamicly.com, that is a web section. You can see the functionality of Islamically. I will just share my screen and tell you where you can find it. This is for Brother Qasim specifically. Let me just share my screen. I have taken a lot of time already, but I am happy to answer each and every question before I sign off. If you go to Islamicly.com, you can see how it works. The app section, the portfolio section, the universe section, and the stock details. Elaborate write-up is given. This is the desktop version. It gives you an elaborate write-up as to what is the dashboard, portfolio, universe, and stock detail. All right. Now, having said this, there is a video as well. About how the Islamically thing works on the YouTube channel. If you bring up the YouTube channel, you can see even in this video, Islamically this also has a teaser video. Apart from that, there is a full video available on the channel as well, which talks about how the Islamically app, how the Islamic desktop version works. So there are many videos over here which you can have a look at. This video talks about how the dividend purification works. This video talks about how Islamically app works. This also talks about how the Islamically app works. Our previous AMAs are also over here. Let's get to the channel. How to use Islamically web portal walkthrough video. It's over here. You click over here, you will get it. Precisely as to what all functions are there. I'm just going through quickly. It's available out here. Let's get back to the questions. Ahmad Shoaib says, when you check the stock in the iOS app, the price and the percentage start blinking at the top right corner. What is the percentage? The percentage is the increase in the price of that stock, and the price is the current price. Brother Abdullah says, at Khalid Bhai, isn't Islamically backed by ideal ratings? No, definitely not. Islamically is independent. We are not backed by ideal ratings. That's a different company altogether. Mustafa Mazen has asked a question, why capital gain is not to be purified. The Sharia scholars say it very clearly. When we have classified a particular company to be Sharia compliant, any trading gains out of it should be Sharia compliant. When you get dividends, that dividends is cash income from that company. That portion of cash also consists of tainted income, hence it has to be purified. Capital gains need not be purified because it is being done in a particular stock which is classified as Sharia compliant already. Scheduled time for finish is already passed. Since we have so many questions, I'm still here. I'm skipping the questions which have already been answered in this webinar. Options trading non-compliant. There's a write-up on the Islamicly app as well as on the blog section about rules of trading. It is mentioned over there. Qasim, brother Qasim, we do not have a TA. We do not have a technical analysis or a charting tool over here. Islamically is for Sharia compliance. It is not for anything else as of now. We are focused on giving you the latest, most updated, the best researched Sharia compliance information of stocks. That's what we are doing. Brother Salim says that his app isn't working properly. Brother Salim, please do get in touch with us on WhatsApp. Send us a recording of where you're facing an issue on the app. If it is already fixed on the iOS version, we will reply to that. If it is something which we have not looked into, it is a unique issue. We will inshallah look into it and reply to you individually as well. So just send us a recording of what is the issue that you're facing on your app, and we will get back to you. Brother Hamza says, is commodity trading allowed? If it is spot, yes, but most commodity contracts are not spot trades. So be careful. You have to go read the terms and conditions of the trade that you're trying to do. Brother Zishan says, what's the number of stocks which are compliant in the UK or the US market? You can see it on the app itself, on the homepage. It's free to view that. Okay. Aisha says that do you by any chance sell or share our contact information to third parties? I have been getting a lot of spam calls from brokerages ever since I signed up to Islamically. 100% we have not sold any data to any third party. It is part of our terms and conditions. It is part of our privacy policy. You can go to the Islamically website and see the privacy policy over there. Also in the terms and conditions of usage, we do not, and if we do, we will inform you, and that too with your consent. The reason you may be getting a lot of spam calls from a lot of brokerages is because they would have done some digital marketing and would have mapped it that you as a user using Facebook or using Google would have opened Islamically, and now they know through cookies that you are interested in some financial trading app, hence they find your number and give you a call. It's not from us. We have not yet sold. We do not intend to do it. If we do, we will take it by consent. We are not in this business. We have not sold any data, and we will not, inshallah, do it as well. Brother John is suggesting us to collaborate with Islamic Finance Guru, who's based in UK. Inshallah, we'll try and look at them. Mira S. Sheikh says, when can we connect Islamically to import trading actions? Inshallah, connecting through an API from a trading app to Islamically is one of the key features that we are working on. It will take some time because of the lockdown and stuff like that. Business development is taking a lot of time, but we are working on it. We'll start with some countries and then move on to different countries as well. Brother Ali says, please remove the limit on screening request. If you're a paid user, I think you have 20 requests. I think that's good enough. If apart from that, if you have anything urgently, just send us an email and we'll consider that your request. info@islamically.com. Aisha says that she was getting a lot of notifications from Islamically, especially during our Make Us a Bid campaign. We'll look into it. I'll see as to what is the frequency. I think we were not sending more than one message every 6 hours or 3 hours. I'm not sure, but probably at the end of the promo period, it was too frequent. We'll have a look into it. IMMO says it is in Islam permit intraday. Yes, intraday is permissible, but it has to follow some rules. Thank you, Miras Malik. Thank you. Options trading is halal. In halal stocks, permissible or not? Options trading is not permissible. There's a write-up on Islamically articles as well as on the blog, which tells you why it is not permissible. Brother Nasser, he says previously Islamically team answered in discussion section that leverage on intraday is not allowed, but now you say it's allowed. Any clarification? Yes, we went ahead and asked the Sharia scholars whether leverage in intraday trading is permissible. Their answer was if it is non-interest bearing, it's fine. If it is interest bearing, it's not fine. Ali says is dealing in indices permissible. Indices dealing, whether it's Sharia compliant index or not, is a derivative contract. Since derivative contracts are not permissible, this is also not permissible. Salim says short selling. What does it mean? If I buy a stock in morning and get a confirmation that purchase order is filled, then can you sell it right away? Yes. As you get a confirmation that your order is executed, you can go ahead and sell it. Brother Adnan Sheikh, I've already answered your question. That is an intraday trading. Do I become the owner? Because I am owner for only up to 3 o'clock. I've answered your question on the discussion forum. Brother Irfan Saeed has sent me a private message. Please do send us an email at info@islamically.com. Iskandar says that to add to a watch list, is it available on the desktop version? Yes, it's available in the desktop version. I will double check it and inshallah reply to you as well. Thank you, Aisha, for the words of encouragement. Thank you. We really need it. Brother Salim, if you have issues on the iOS version and if you're looking at us to resolve it, inshallah, we will definitely look into your request. Please do send us an email or info@islamically.com and we'll definitely resolve and do whatever is required to make your experience in Islamically a better experience. Brother Mahsin has asked us, father has invested in SIP for Reliance Nippon, that is the Nippon AMC, I believe. I'm not sure if that mutual fund is Sharia compliant. For a mutual fund, if you invest in a mutual fund which is Sharia compliant, then returns on that is permissible, investment in that is permissible, but it should have a Sharia board. You should invest in Sharia compliant equities. It should have a Sharia audit. All of this should be certified so that you can see it on their website that this is available. Intraday, lots of questions. I've answered all of those. Brother Salim, if you have the app, I'll show it to you. I'm not a paid user, but if you go on the app, okay, and you go on the profile section, You can see the WhatsApp for web. You click on it, it will open up the WhatsApp for web. Just type it and it will come to us. Clear? And that also is our WhatsApp number. Thank you, Muhammad Farhan. Muhammad Shoaib, thanks a lot. Brother Salim, what are the rules for intraday? As I said, very simple. Buy first, sell later. You can use leverage if it is interest free. For more details of trading rules, please read the article on the app for trading Sharia compliant trading rules. You can find the same on the desktop, on the web as well, which is blog.islamicly.com. Brother Joe, thanks a lot for the encouraging comments. Brother Riaz, thanks a lot for the encouraging comments. Thank you, Mira. That's a good suggestion. Inshallah, we'll do something like that. Muhammad Farhan, thank you for the encouragement. Nasir has asked a very interesting question. If I invest in non-compliant company and made a loss of suppose $100, then reinvest in it and recover the amount. So is that recovered amount halal? Both trades will be looked at separately. If you've exited that stock and you've made a loss, it's end of story. If you reinvest in it, whether you made, if you make a profit, you'll have to purify it. Both trades will be separate. If you did a non-compliant thing, to correct that non-compliant thing, you're doing a non-compliant thing again. How can it be permissible? Irfan Saeed, thanks a lot. Person is not important. I am not an important person. I am just heading the research over here. I am the co-founder of Islamicly as well. It is important that you get connected to what the Sharia scholars say. We help you in the research and you get the benefit. That's the aim of Islamicly. People are not important. I am not a Sharia scholar. I have interacted with Sharia scholars. I represent the research. I represent and I talk to Sharia scholars. So I tell you whatever the scholars say. Nothing of whatever I say is my opinion. Thank you any which way. We really appreciate you. Muazzam, thanks a lot for your comments. Aisha, thank you for disclosing my name. Muazzam says we and somebody else are doing a good job. I was hoping that only we are doing a good job. Thank you. As many people coming in this industry is good. Just ensure whichever app you're following has a proper research team. Okay. The two apps that you mentioned, there's Islamicly, there's somebody else. Check if they have a research team. Check if they have a Sharia scholar. Check if they have got the answers correct. Compare stocks between Islamicly and them. See to it. Ask us questions. We will reply to you, and then come to a conclusion which is the best. All right. That brings us to the end of the questions. Alhamdulillah. That's a lot of questions today. I am exhausted. I am really, really thankful. Apologies as well if there were some points that I missed. We will keep on doing these AMAs every week. We are here to help. We're looking forward to all of you joining us as a subscribed member. It will help us. Brother Salim has put up a last minute question which says if we bought a stock that is non-compliant, let's say we bought 10 stocks and it goes down, and if you buy 10 more stocks at a lower price and then sell, any trade in non-compliant stocks is not permissible. End of story. Simple as that. You cannot keep doing mistakes on mistakes and say that my negative, two negatives will cut off each other and become a positive. No. If you invest in non-compliant stocks, whether you make a loss or a profit, doesn't matter. You cannot invest in a non-compliant stock. Simple as that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the encouragement. We are here to help you. We are here. We understand that we are not perfect. We understand that we are a growing company. We understand that we are a growing product. But Islamicly is for you. Islamicly is for everyone. Islamicly is made so that we have a lot of people enter the stock markets and they understand the Sharia compliant nature of things. There's a couple of questions coming in again. Salim says, if you do not make profit or loss, was the question. You can, I will not get into that. You cannot, in the first instance, invest in a non-compliant stock. End of story. If you've done that by mistake, get out of it and don't repeat that mistake. End of story. Sorry for being so blunt, but I don't get the point of why would anybody want to get into a non-compliant stock. Simple as that. If you've done it before you came to know about Islamicly, or before you came to know that this is compliant or not, that's acceptable. But once you know, you have 7 days to get out. Okay, Brother Nasir, send us an email at info@islamicly.com. It'll come to me and I'll have a look at it. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your offer as well. Brother Abdullah as well, thank you for your comment. Thank you for your offer. Thanks a lot, everyone. Jazakallah khair. Keep using Islamicly. And please, if you like us, please give us a review. We really need reviews, either on the iOS store or on the App Store, whatever you feel like. I'm not saying yes, that's a very good comment over there. But anyway, if please do give us reviews. It's very important for us. It's very important for others to get some confidence on Islamicly. You guys have been with us for quite some time. You guys have been using us. You guys have done these AMAs with us. If you have any question which I have not answered, inshallah, I'll answer it in the next AMA, or send us an email or put us a comment on the general discussion forum. We will answer that. We generally try and do it every 24 hours. We try and answer those questions. If we don't know something, we'll go back and ask the Sharia scholars. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, to our Facebook channel as well, to our Facebook page as well, and to Islamicly as well. Okay, whatever your market is, whatever you think is your access market, try and select that and do subscribe. We really need more and more users. We need more and more well-wishers. We need more and more reviews. And let's hope, inshallah, that Islamicly becomes 1 million users strong in just a couple of months. It's up to you. Do share to as many people as is possible. And inshallah, very soon we'll be launching some exciting programs that can help you guys in terms of publicizing Islamicly and also getting some benefit out of it. We'll reveal that soon. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.